What's up, Risers? Welcome back to another Riser Fall Team Evaluation episode. Today we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. But first, I want to tell you about the Team Riser Fall website. Down below in the description section, you can click that link and it will bring you up to this page. On the Team Riser Fall website, you'll see this. You can scroll down. You can check out pretty much all that we have to offer. You'll see the Riser Fall podcast, YouTube account, all sorts of things, right? So you can click a lot of that stuff, but there's one section I know you're all going to want to see, and that's the free content section, highlighted red. After you click that, you'll have the free content section where I'm basically just going to be posting blog stuff, right? And this is going to be for anybody that wants something free, and we all like free. This is where you will find all of my free content for the community, both fantasy football and DFS. I want to be able to help people out the best that I can. 2020 has been absolute chaos for a lot of people, and I know that paying for content and information might not be something that everyone's able to do right now. And if you're blessed enough to be able to continue to do that, by all means, go out there and get what you need to get. I provide a lot of it as well, but I wanted to be able to do something for the community that has supported me so much over the last few years. So this is it. It's going to be a 60-page report included with 32 team-by-team evaluation videos, over 200 player notes and write-ups for individuals in my projections, and I will also be showing you my May and June projections right here through this free report. And this is for everybody. Once you scroll down the page, you'll see a little kind of notice about what's to come, and this is where this will ultimately be posted. So make sure that you grab that link. It's down below in the description section, and you can also find it on Twitter. All right, thanks for your support. Let's get to work. All right, so today's video is, of course, about the Baltimore Ravens, and you cannot talk about the Baltimore Ravens without discussing Lamar Jackson first and foremost. He was the oil to this offensive juggernaut engine last season when the Baltimore Ravens outscored every single NFL team by more than 50 points. An unbelievable season by the Baltimore Ravens offense. Nobody really saw this coming at this capacity, and boy, were they firing on all cylinders from the very beginning. And a lot of that had to do with the progression as a passer by Lamar Jackson. A lot of people looked at him and said, hey, he's kind of like Colin Kaepernick. He's not. He's not even close. And I wanted to highlight just how different Colin Kaepernick and Lamar Jackson are. And I sent this tweet out a week ago in response to somebody who was telling me Lamar Jackson is no different than Colin Kaepernick. And my goodness, they are not even in the same stratosphere. And if you look at Lamar Jackson's stats as a full-time quarterback in his second season versus Colin Kaepernick's third season and second year as a full-time quarterback, they are massively different. And for a good thing for Lamar Jackson, because my word, if you look at this right now, the efficiency is out of this world by Lamar. He was a much better passer. And he showed it in 2019 with 3,127 yards, 36 touchdown passes, and just 6 interceptions. In my word, of course, I'm bearing the lead, but Lamar Jackson is an incredible runner. He actually had the 6th most rushing yards in the entire NFL and broke the quarterback rushing record by over 200 yards and broke the NFL record for yards rushing by a quarterback by nearly 200 yards. A true dual threat and an elite passer and rusher. He's projected as my #1 quarterback in every single format except for dynasty leagues. The only main concern I have with Lamar Jackson is not anything to do with his talent, his position, or the team around him. It's entirely due to his potential for injury with the amount of rushes that he takes. Tucking and running 175 times last year is not something that makes me feel totally good about for the future. We see people, even if they're not considered injury prone, go down with ACLs, Achilles injuries, all sorts of injuries that can sometimes sap the athleticism of those players, even if they come back full strength from those in the following season or two. If that were to ever occur to Lamar Jackson in year 2, 3, 4 from now, there's a chance that for dynasty leagues, he may not come back as the #1 passer. Will he come back still and be a phenomenal talent, top 3, 4 quarterback? I wouldn't doubt it. But if we're talking dynasty football and we're looking at a very long-term view, I will go with the floor and ceiling combination of Patrick Mahomes over Lamar Jackson. But that is literally the only knock I can think about when I look at Lamar Jackson and the future for where his career trajectory is heading. I currently have him projected for nearly 3,400 passing yards. He's going to have almost 1,000 yards rushing and 33 touchdown passes. He's going to provide elite value. And I actually think that my projections this season are slightly conservative. If there is any type of way where the Ravens are not blowing teams out this season, we might see Lamar Jackson have to throw the ball some more, run the ball some more, play a little bit deeper into the fourth quarter. And if that happens, there's no way, shape, or form that Lamar Jackson does not end up as the #1 fantasy scoring quarterback in the NFL. Now, right now, if you're wondering, Mitch, how in the world are you looking at this? I thought your free content page is not live. Well, the free content page is live. This draft, this is a private link. This is something I'm working on in the background. We'll have done within probably 14 days or so here, when you'll have that full 60-page report. I still have 20 or so videos to shoot and a half dozen teams I still need to write reports for, and then a whole bunch of editing. And then you'll get the final product. So this is me using this on the back end to make these videos for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and go ahead and check out the site as well to make sure that you get updates for when this comes. Now, if you need any immediate DFS or fantasy football content, I already have that provided. You can grab that through the Patreon link down below as well. Mark Ingram had a fantastic season with the Ravens in 2019. He beasted his way to 1,018 yards and had double-digit touchdowns. Surprisingly, he tacked on 5 more receiving touchdowns on 26 receptions as well. Mark Ingram was incredibly efficient in the red zone, and if we look at inside the 5-yard line carries, he was 3rd in the NFL with both carries inside the 5 and touchdowns inside the 5. So how did the Ravens reward him for all his excellent work and beasting his way into the end zone They drafted J.K. Dobbins in the 2nd round of the NFL draft. Oh, Mark Ingram owners, I'm sorry. I actually have Mark Ingram pretty low in my rankings and projections this season because I think the focal point of the offense will be a little bit more in the passing game. And I think J.K. Dobbins is a legitimate threat to take enough of a role away from Mark Ingram to where he doesn't have the ceiling that he had in 2019. And I've basically left him outside the top 30 in all formats. They already had a couple of talented running backs backing up Mark Ingram, and they seem dedicated to wanting to make sure they keep him fresh and rotating running backs in the backfield. For as long as that is the situation in Baltimore with that talented bevy of running backs back there for Lamar Jackson, I am not entirely confident in someone like Mark Ingram. J.K. Dobbins is a very talented runner out of Ohio State. He's pretty stout as well at 5'10", 215. He can handle the workload. He has very smooth hands for his size. He's shown excellent athleticism, and he looks great in the open field. What's not to like about J.K. Dobbins? Well, basically only the fact that he is behind Mark Ingram. But I do see a nice future here for J.K. in 2021, maybe 2022, if Mark Ingram were to be moved on by the team in whatever capacity that would look like. J.K. Dobbins likely would slide in that starting role with one of the best offenses in the entire NFL. So for now, I think he's going to be a change of pace running back, maybe a rotational back, between the 20s type guy. I still think Mark Ingram's going to, he's earned his right to stay inside the red zone and be the primary ball carrier in the muck and mire down there where all the big bodies are crashing into each other. That's where Mark Ingram's going to thrive in 2020. Now, J.K. Dobbins' dynasty stock is trending upward for me. I think while everyone is focused on some of the higher profile running backs and rookies, I am all about J.K. in your dynasty drafts. All right, the blazing fast Marquise Brown. I think his arrow is trending upward. I think that we see a phenomenal season in 2020 because I think some of the running game is going to be diverted to passing opportunities as Lamar Jackson continues to progress as a passer. On just 71 targets, Marquise Brown had 46 receptions, 584 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That's pretty fantastic production for just 70 targets. I think he absolutely explodes if the Ravens go pass heavy this season, if their running game isn't as efficient as it was in 2019, and Marquise Brown goes up to that 110, 105 target area. If we're looking at a player that's going to catch 65% of his passes and he gets another 30 to 40 targets, I mean, we're looking at 25 or so catches, 20 to 25 receptions with that yards per catch. We're looking at 300 to 400 yards, several more touchdowns. It could be one of those seasons where he kind of pops off, has 70 receptions for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, and a lot of deep ones. So any league where you guys have bonuses for over 40 yards or 26 through 49 yard, double touchdown bonuses, things like that, I think Marquise Brown's going to be fantastic. And if you have best ball drafts coming up and they're nice and early, someone like Marquise Brown is somebody I like to go for. He's going to have a few games this season where he explodes. All right, so this one's pretty easy for me. Mark Andrews is my projected 4th ranked tight end in every format. Truly, every format. I think it's cut and dry that he's way better than everybody else below him. And I also think it's cut and dry that Mark Andrews is nowhere close to the top 3 tight ends as well. In 2019, he finished with nearly 70 catches, just under 900 yards, and had 10 touchdowns. Fantastic production from the tight end position. And if we go back to his rookie season, those were drastic statistical improvements from year 1 to year 2. I'm not too sure if there's going to be some type of linear progression that's going to look much better than what he already has. The offense, even if it turns into a little bit more pass heavy, I think that just means they're going to start to include Marquise Brown a little bit more in the passing game. No matter what, Mark Andrews is going to have a role, and it's going to be a significant one. If Mark Ingram struggles more in the red zone this year, I'm not sure if he will or not, but there is some theory involved here. If he struggles a little bit more in the red zone, is not as efficient, scoring 8 touchdowns on 15 carries inside the 5-yard line, then Mark Andrews potentially has more upside for meeting, potentially exceeding his touchdown total from last year. No matter how you analyze the season or the potential that Mark Andrews has, thank you so much for watching today's video. Down below, there is a Discord link, a Patreon link, and the Team Riser Fall website. You can also hit that subscribe button for YouTube. That is extremely helpful to support me. It's free. It's just a click of the button. And if you want to hit that bell, that notification button, by all means do so. Daily videos from now all the way through week 1 and beyond. Thank you so much for checking me out today. Together, we rise or fall.